How do you see what really happens inside an AI application? Let's explore Langfuse and LangSmith.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to Naveen Tech Hub. In this video, we are starting from the basics of LLM observability and understanding two important platforms, Langfuse and LangSmith. If you are building applications using large language models, RAG, or AI agents, simply knowing whether your API returned HTTP 200 is not enough. We also need visibility into prompts, model calls, retrieval, tool execution, latency, token usage, cost, and the final response. So first, we'll understand why LLM observability is required. Then we'll look at how Langfuse and LangSmith represent and track an AI application. Let's start from the problem itself.
Consider a normal application. A user sends a request, it goes through an API gateway, talks to a database, and returns a response. Traditional monitoring may tell us the API returned 200 OK, CPU utilization is normal, memory is normal, and the database successfully returned data. But now imagine an AI application. The API still returns 200 OK, but behind the scenes, the application may have selected an expensive model, performed a slow retrieval, called unnecessary tools, or produced an incorrect answer. From an infrastructure perspective, everything looks healthy. From the user's perspective, the application failed. That is the invisible AI problem. We need visibility inside the AI reasoning and execution flow, not just the infrastructure surrounding it.
This becomes clearer when we compare deterministic software with probabilistic AI. In traditional software, if we provide the same input and follow the same code path, we normally expect the same result. We can think of it as A goes to B and B goes to C. An LLM is different. The same input can sometimes produce different outputs because AI systems are probabilistic. There may also be different prompts, retrieved context, model parameters, tool calls, and agent decisions influencing the result. This is why one important interview point is software monitoring usually follows the code path, while AI observability also needs to capture the context around that execution. So what exactly is LLM observability? Think of it as complete visibility into the life cycle of an AI request. We want to know what happened from the moment the user submitted a request until the final answer was generated. That includes tracking multi-step execution paths, measuring latency, token usage, and API cost, and evaluating the quality and safety of the generated response. For an agentic application, one request may involve retrieval, multiple LLM calls, tools, and decision loops. Observability connects these individual activities into one understandable execution story. There are four major categories we normally want to track. First, inputs and outputs. This includes prompts, retrieved documents, context, and the final response. Second is execution. Which model was selected? Which tools were called? In what order did those operations happen? Third is performance. How many tokens were consumed? What was the latency? How much did the request cost? And fourth is quality. Was the user satisfied? Was the response relevant? Was there an evaluation score or an error? So, LLM observability is not just logging prompts. It combines application behavior, performance, cost, and quality into one view.
To make the concepts easier, we'll use this simple RAG or agent application throughout the video. The user sends a request to our API. The request then enters the RAG or agent layer. From there, the application might retrieve information from a vector database, call external tools, interact with an LLM, and finally generate the response. Notice that this is no longer a single API call. It is a multi-step workflow. This architecture will be our reference example. As we move into Langfuse and LangSmith, we'll map their terminology to exactly this same application, so the concepts remain easy to compare.
Let's begin with Langfuse. Langfuse is built specifically for observability of LLM applications. One important characteristic is that its core is open source under the MIT license. You can use a managed cloud version when you want a quick setup, or you can self-host it when data privacy and infrastructure control are important. This can be particularly useful for organizations dealing with sensitive AI workloads. But instead of focusing only on the product, let's understand its data model. Because once you understand the data model, the observability dashboard becomes much easier to understand. Langfuse organizes information in a hierarchy. At the top, we have a session. A session can represent something like an entire chat thread containing multiple user interactions. Inside that session, we have traces. A trace generally represents one end-to-end request. And inside each trace, we have observations. Observations represent the individual execution steps. So an easy way to remember this is session contains traces. A trace contains observations. For example, in a chatbot, the full conversation may be a session. One user question may become a trace, and retrieval or LLM execution inside that request may become observations. Now, let's go one level deeper. A trace represents the overall operation, such as processing one chat request. Inside the trace, one type of observation is a span. A span is a generic unit of work. For example, a database search, vector search, or some pre-processing operation can be represented as a span. Another important type is generation. A generation specifically represents an interaction with an LLM. So when your prompt goes to a model and the model returns an answer, that operation can be captured as a generation. Generation records are especially useful because we often want to track tokens, latency, model name, and cost around the LLM call. Langfuse also provides additional observation types that are useful for modern AI applications. An event represents a discrete point-in-time action or log. A tool observation can represent an external function call, such as a web search. A retriever observation can mark the retrieval step inside a RAG pipeline. And an agent observation can represent autonomous decision-making or execution loops. These categories help us read an execution trace more naturally. Instead of seeing only generic log entries, we can immediately understand, this was retrieval, this was a tool call, this was the model invocation, and this was an agent step. Now, let's map those concepts to our RAG application. The complete user question becomes the trace. Inside that trace, the vector database retrieval can be represented as a span or retriever operation. If we perform re-ranking or another point-in-time action, we can record that as an event. The LLM interaction becomes a generation because it contains the prompt, model execution, response, token usage, and related metadata. The important idea here is correlation. Instead of checking vector database logs in one place, tool logs somewhere else, and model logs separately, Langfuse allows us to connect these operations under the same end-to-end trace. That is what makes debugging an AI application much easier. Langfuse goes beyond basic tracing. It can provide detailed tracing and cost tracking. It also supports prompt management and prompt versioning, which is useful when the same application evolves through many prompt versions. Datasets can be used for experimentation and testing. LLM as a judge techniques can help evaluate responses automatically. And custom metrics and dashboards can help teams monitor business-specific or application-specific measurements. So observability is really the starting point. Over time, the same platform can help with experimentation, evaluation, prompt management, and continuous improvement of the AI application. Now, let's move to LangSmith. LangSmith is a commercial platform created by the team behind LangChain. Because of that background, it integrates naturally with the LangChain ecosystem. But LangSmith is not restricted to LangChain applications. Custom frameworks can also integrate through its SDK. Another important area is the broader agent lifecycle. So in addition to tracing LLM calls, LangSmith provides capabilities around testing, evaluation, prompt experimentation, debugging, and agent workflows. LangSmith provides several deployment approaches. The simplest is managed cloud, where the platform is fully hosted as SaaS. Another option is BYOC, or Bring Your Own Cloud, where the service runs within your cloud environment. For enterprise requirements, self-hosted deployment is also shown here. One distinction worth noticing compared with Langfuse is that LangSmith self-hosting is an enterprise capability, rather than an open-source deployment model. So deployment and licensing are areas you may want to consider when evaluating these platforms for an organization. Now let's understand the LangSmith hierarchy. At the top, we can have a thread representing a multi-turn conversation. Within that, a trace represents the full execution of a single request. Inside the trace, we have runs. Runs represent the nested execution steps. As an agent executes, these individual runs form what LangSmith describes here as the trajectory. So again, think hierarchically. Thread for the larger conversation. Trace for one request. Runs for the individual operations. And the ordered sequence of those agent steps forms the trajectory. This terminology is especially important for beginners. A trace groups everything associated with the request. Inside that trace, a run can represent a logical operation. A chain run might represent some application logic. A tool run represents execution of an external function. A model run represents invocation of the LLM. And when we have an agent taking multiple steps, the specific path the agent follows is known here as the trajectory. This becomes extremely useful when debugging agents. Instead of only asking, why was the final answer wrong, we can inspect the trajectory and determine exactly which intermediate decision caused the problem. Let's map LangSmith to the same RAG application. The complete end-to-end user question is represented by the trace. Inside that trace, the retrieval operation becomes a run. The application or chain logic can become another run. The LLM invocation is also represented as a run, specifically associated with the model execution. These runs are nested underneath the overall trace. This means we can open one user request and follow the exact sequence: user request, agent execution, vector database retrieval, tool execution, model call, and final response. The overall objective is very similar to Langfuse: make an otherwise invisible AI execution path visible and debuggable. LangSmith also includes capabilities beyond tracing. It supports deep tracing and debugging. There are tools for prompt engineering and an interactive playground toward more complex agentic AI. So again, tracing is only one component of a broader LLM application development and evaluation lifecycle. Before comparing the terminology, notice how much the two platforms have in common. Both provide detailed tracing and visual debugging. Both can help measure tokens, cost, and latency. Both support prompt-related management capabilities. Both provide mechanisms for evaluation, including LLM-based evaluation approaches. And both can integrate with major AI frameworks. So the fundamental problem they solve is similar: helping developers understand and improve complex LLM application behavior. The differences become more visible in their architecture, terminology, ecosystem, deployment model, and implementation choices. This table is probably the most important revision slide in this video. Langfuse session roughly maps to LangSmith thread. Trace is called trace in both platforms. Langfuse uses the broader term observation for individual execution steps, while LangSmith commonly represents those steps as runs. And an LLM generation in Langfuse corresponds conceptually to a model run in LangSmith. Do not focus only on memorizing the names. Understand the hierarchy. We have a larger conversation context, then one end-to-end request, then the individual activities inside that request. Once that hierarchy is clear, moving between different observability platforms becomes much easier. Let's quickly summarize. Langfuse gives us an open-source, observation-oriented model for tracing LLM applications. LangSmith is a commercial platform with a run-oriented hierarchy and strong integration with the LangChain ecosystem and agent development workflows. But both ultimately help us answer the same important questions. What happened inside my AI application? Which component caused the problem? How long did it take? How much did it cost? And was the final answer actually good? In the next part, we can move beyond terminology and perform a more practical head-to-head comparison using an enterprise-style AI application. If this explanation helped you understand LLM observability, subscribe to Naveen Tech Hub for more beginner-friendly videos on generative AI, agentic AI, cloud, DevOps, and production engineering. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Now you know how Langfuse and LangSmith make your AI applications observable. Keep learning with Naveen Tech Hub.